After a short stay in America, we are back on the road traveling again. This time we're going to a new country for us, England. Flying into London is one of the most affordable ways to get to Europe, so that is our destination today. But to get there, we have to go to New York first. In order to get to New York, we're going to be taking the train from central New Jersey. Because we're flying out of the New York JFK Airport, we're going to go to New York and spend a little bit of time there, not only to give you a chance to see it, but also because we really miss being in New York, and it's a great city to go visit. It is also a very popular city for tourists to go visit. So we're going to go do a little bit of touring around before we get on the airplane and head over to England. I think now would be a good time to point out that we're traveling just a little bit differently. If you can see, Cindy is carrying a backpack. That means we're actually going to be backpacking across Europe instead of dragging those heavy suitcases we had before. Don't worry, we're not planning on making too many changes to the channel.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. You too, thanks. We just wanted to make our trip through Europe as affordable as possible, and we think this is the best way to do it. We also figured now would be a good time to show you a little bit of what New York City looks like from our perspective. To do that, we're going to do one of our favorite things to do while in New York, and that's get pizza, which happens to have a good spot right here in the subway. Along the way, we are definitely going to stop at this place, this pizza place, which is, as soon as you get off the train, just go around the corner, it's right here. Great pizza, and it's very popular. You can actually see.
We never pass by here without stopping for a slice.
So we're going to enjoy that. Yeah. It's part of our visiting New York. That pizza was delicious, but now we've got to go up to the street level so we can walk around New York City. When we had originally planned to come here, we had contemplated the possibility of us leaving our bags in a storage unit while we walked around the city. However, we decided against that because of the time constraints to drop off and pick up the bags. What we decided to do instead was walk around with them, and it was only a couple hours, so it wasn't actually that difficult for us. We were really happy to get back up to the street level. New York City is one of our favorite places to visit because of the hustle, bustle, and amazing skyscrapers. There's a very different mentality of everybody that comes to New York. It's like they work hard, play hard, and get the most they can out of life. Kind of like us in our squeeze the day mentality. We want to get the most out of it. One thing we will note, while we were walking around with these very big bags, we didn't at all feel unsafe. In fact, nobody bothered us even a little bit. Of course, we took a couple of minutes to enjoy some of the views while we are here. We've been to a couple of these places, and we would recommend New York City as a place to visit for the views, the food, the people. Make sure you take a minute to stay in New York City. And now let's get back to traveling. The next stop is the airport, and we're going to be taking one of the local trains to do that.
For your children's safety, do not allow them to play off or near the escalator. Attend to small children by holding their hand while riding.
Peak is Monday to Friday, except holidays. Trains arriving New York City 6 to 10 a.m., departing 4 to 8.
Getting to the airport from downtown New York is a little bit more complicated than just getting on a train. There aren't any trains that run directly to it. The first thing you have to do is take the subway. From there, there's an air train you have to take, and then the air train will take you to the terminal you're going to. Air train fare, $8.25. The good news is there are lots of signs pointing you in the right direction, helping you get to where you need to go. Even though we've been to the JFK Airport several times, we still get confused along the way, so don't feel embarrassed if you get confused as well. After a real quick check-in procedure, we are on our way to the gates. For this flight, checked baggage was included, so we didn't have to carry it on our luggage. For future reference, we got the backpacks so that we could carry them on for future flights. We came from all the way over there. That's the line.
We made it through.
All through security. I don't know why I get flagged every single time. They always want to stop me. Every single time. Must be my beard. Now what we're trying to do is find a lounge. We took a look at the other two lounges in the airport. There's actually like 5 lounges. The main thing is there's Priority Pass, and then there's India Airways. We decided what we wanted to do is go to the Delta Lounge, and the reason for that is because Cindy has a Delta card. So we're going to go into the Delta Lounge, and there's a couple of ways to do that. First of all, let's take a look at the times that are available, as well as the airlines that are available. And this is partnerships they have with Delta. They do have it available so you can just scan your barcode to come into the Sky Club or talk to these very helpful people at the desks. These are your options for cards. At the very most, it's going to be $50 to get in here, but we're going to show you why that's worth it. Thank you so much. Wow. Newest and best. Since we travel a lot, we often try to find a nice lounge to relax in, and this happens to be a very nice lounge. So we're really grateful that we are able to find it. Not only is the food delicious, it's very spacious and accommodates the need for quiet as well as children. They also have a really nice bar that's able to serve your needs. We found a great place to sit that was overlooking the flight deck, so we could sit and watch some airplanes take off as we were enjoying some food and downtime. Our time here came to an end way too quickly as we are rushed off to catch our plane to London. London, here we come.
Travel kits.
We are on the plane and I'm ready to go. Really looking forward to this.
Yes, we are.
We're super excited, so we will see you in London in just a blink of your eye, but it's a little bit of a flight.
Couple hours, but
See you
yes,
there.
really soon. We're in London.
You don't always get to hear about the really good flights. This was very smooth, great crew. We had a good time. The good news is we are now in London and looking forward to exploring this amazing city and taking you along with us. First, passport control. And now we got to get our bags. We're going to catch a train to get into central London where our hotel's going to be. It's about 12 o'clock right now, so we made good time. Train station is over here.
And now we're at the Shakespeare, a pub we found in the Kensington area.
Cindy, why did we pick this particular restaurant?
This one stood out because there was a sign on the front that said famous fish and chips, and we thought that's a reason to go to the Shakespeare.
Of course we have to get the fish and chips, but we also wanted to try this Guinness beef pie.
This steak and ale pie. That steak is so tender.
Try it out. Wow. That's amazing. The steak is really tender. It melts in your mouth. Delicious.
Good job. Very tasty.
And now my turn for the fish. It's really tender and delicious. We don't normally do expensive meals like that. However, we really had to go and get the traditional local London food.
So we chose something close to where we're staying as well as close to this beautiful Victoria station.
Now that dinner is done, we're going to walk around and see what we can find. We do have a couple of things in mind that we wanted to go and see. Like this thing that's right here, it's called the Little Big Ben. Basically, it's just a clock tower. However, it's in front of the Victoria Palace.
Let's show it to you.
A lot of bicycles. A lot of bicycles. A little mix of modern and classic. With all the scenery we have shown you up to now, can you guess where we are on our way to? If you're thinking Buckingham Palace,
You're right.
wow. Wow, 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 we are here. I see the guards. I know we're not here for the changing of the guard, but this is still pretty impressive just being here. That is a gorgeous palace. What we are watching right now is the guard march back and forth. And the reason they do that is because if you're standing in a position, in other words, the guard standing still for a long period of time, your legs get tired, you get fatigued, you need to move around. And that's why they're doing it. Enough of this area. Time to move on. The palace is beautiful, but we want to see more of London. Buckingham Palace, St. James Park. This is the way we're going. Just a little map, show you the area. Walking through the park, it gave us an opportunity to get to the area we wanted to go, which is over towards the river. The park was actually quite beautiful and we enjoyed walking through it. This next building was Household Cavalry Museum, and we're going to walk underneath the archway there, get to the street where we are going to start heading over towards Westminster Abbey. But first, let's enjoy this arch. This museum is pretty incredible, but what you can't see right now because it's after hours, the museum is closed. During the day when the museum is open, on each one of these 2 guard posts, they'll have mounted cavalry. And throughout the day, I think it's about noon, what they'll do is a changing of the guard, which is really cool to watch. We'll have that in the next video, so if you're interested in seeing that, make sure you hit that notification bell so you can receive notifications when we post that next week. Not too much further down the road is Downing Street, and we're headed in that direction because we're going to be enjoying some of the architecture on our way to see Big Ben and the London Eye. We quickly discovered that this is a very big touristy area, but we also discovered that this is a good spot to get some beautiful sunsets, so we were enjoying that as we were walking around. But mostly we are enjoying the architecture. It's pretty stunning, and all these buildings are really old. We are also looking for a place to get some food because it is getting late. When we did make it over to the Westminster Abbey area, we were in shock. So originally we were looking at the backside of Westminster Abbey. After doing a little bit of walking around and getting some great shots, we discovered that we wanted to go to the front side to get the front of Westminster Abbey, which will get even better shots. The last couple of things we want to see today, Big Ben and the London Eye. We also found the perfect spot to get a great picture of Big Ben. If it wasn't for that light post right there, we would have used that picture for our thumbnail. And it looks like we're closing out our day with a view of the London Eye.
And if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you.
And stay tuned as we continue to travel around the rest of the world, taking you along with us. There's Priority Pass, and then there's the India Airway, and then there's India Airways, and I've tried that 2 times to say it, and I'm having struggles with it today. We'll try and get some more information about that.
This is the final boarding call for all passengers traveling on flight 5272 to Cincinnati. Please board at this time to gate A17, final boarding call for all passengers traveling to Cincinnati.
If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so that you can continue to follow along with us as we continue on this adventure.
And as always, squeeze the day and be well.